record. And we are going to get this line muted out. And then we're going to go. Okay, good morning, everybody. I'm so excited to be with you. If you don't know who I am, maybe this is your first Mojo Morning, you guys. I am one of your Blue Diamond leaders. My name is Jennifer Dowd, and I'm so excited to be on with you this morning. You happen to be the greatest team in all of network marketing, in case you didn't know. So I just want to make sure you guys know that. But the way I love to start Mojo Morning is with shout outs. So if you're new to this, here's what a shout out is. A shout out is a time that you can come on, you can unmute yourself for a quick minute or two, and you can shout out somebody in your team that's done something amazing. You can shout yourself out for doing something amazing. And it could be anything. Maybe you got a new associate. Maybe you got a new customer. Maybe somebody in your team got a new associate or a new customer. Maybe somebody ranked up. But here's what I want you to do. If you shout somebody out and you have a little tip or trick about how it happened that you can share with all of us, go ahead and do that, okay? And this shout out should be like 1 to 2.5 minutes. It shouldn't be super long. It should be maybe 3 minutes at most, okay? So on your mark, get set. Who's hot? If you're hot, you're going to unmute your line and go. Oh, Jake Felber. Hey, by the way, we have to give Jake Felber the biggest congratulations because him and Courtney had twins since I've seen him on a Mojo Morning last. And I can't even believe he's on Mojo Morning because he's probably scrambling around his house with lots of little babies. They also have like a 1.5 or a 2-year-old. So anyway, Jake, congratulations. I love seeing your babies. They are the cutest. Take it away, my friend.
Thank you, my friend. I just want to keep it simple. I kind of keep beating this drum anytime lately I've been given a chance to do a shout out. Here it is. It's simply this. In the past, I've been blessed to, hit some awesome levels of success in Trinot. And over the last number of years, I've kind of pushed myself back under a rock, if you will, through the, happenstance of life, the ups and downs. And I just want to encourage you that, lately I've been like, oh, you know what? It's never a better time than now. Instead of just murmuring and complaining, wandering in the wilderness, like you guys have probably read about in the Bible, it's just getting back after it. So the shout out is actually, normally I don't do this, but I'm going to shout out to myself. And I'm really excited that lately, over the last couple of months, we've gotten new partners and working towards the Circle Champions little recognition that you guys have been doing. So I'm super grateful for the Deebles and the Dowds and the Holfelds, always just dear friends and mentors encouraging me. And now I'm finally back in the saddle again. Things are moving forward. People are creating new success stories, new testimonies coming, and it's all a matter of mindsets. The shout out is, if you're in a spot where you're like, man, one day I'll, someday I'm gonna, just do it. Just do it. Do the thing. God is so good. So thank you guys. Thank you, Miss Dowd.
Oh my gosh, I love it, Jake. And we love you and Courtney so much. We love you guys so much. You guys, these guys are amazing. If you ever get to be on anything that Jake is doing, he is incredible. So anyway, thank you, Jake. Okay, who's hot? Who's next? Ready, set, go. You can unmute yourselves. All right, Tiffany, I see you. Go, girl.
I want to give a shout out to Tina Joy and the Legacy Maker team with their Power of One, because this was it was an amazing week. I mean, can we get can anybody that was on there give me spirit hands, drop one in the chat? Let's light this up, because I don't know about you guys. This really just, I mean, wow, the fire, the excitement, the bringing it back, it was absolutely amazing. And the fact that, even if you're not a legacy maker, she has opened this up to all of us and just invited us in like one big, happy, warm family. And it is just absolutely amazing. And it just shows the community and the love and the openness that we have here at Trinot. And just so blessed that we have this community and love here, because I'll tell you what, it really just, I mean, I'm already excited about what we have here and what's to come with the new products and all of that stuff. But this Power of One really just, it took it back to the beginning for me, because that is how it starts. I think it was Nicolette that put the, no, it was Heidi and Chris that put the little chart up, that duplication chart. And when you just see that, it just really shows you how big the power of one is, because it just starts with one. And this was just, I don't know, as you can tell, I'm like a squirrel. I can't sit still. I'm just so excited because I'm just like, okay, today I'm going to get one more. And tomorrow I'm going to get one more. And then I'm going to teach them how to do it. And I'm going to teach them how to do it, because it's just going back to the basics. And I'm thrilled, and I'm so glad that they did this and they showed us. And I mean, can we say thank you, Eric Worre? I mean, come on. This is amazing. And guys, he's coming back again. So I just want to give a huge shout out to their openness for letting us all in there and for putting this together for us, because thank you so much.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Tiffany. And I want to give a shout out also. Yes, thank you. By the way, thank you, Tina. And also, and to their entire leadership team on Tina's team. But also a huge shout out to all of you. I was just blessed enough to get on and train edification last week for one day. And you guys were so alive. I want you to know a lot of the power of what happened over there in that group was a collaborative effort of everybody's excitement. And I don't know if you guys felt that excitement building and building and building and building. I mean, when I got on that Zoom that night, it was like electric energy. It was electrifying. And so how much fun to have that energy and be able to bring a new associate into that kind of energy. Amazing. So yes, thank you, Tiffany, for shouting Tina and the team out. I so appreciate that. And you are amazing. Thank you for everything you're doing, Tiffany. Okay, another shout out. Who's hot? Ready, set, go. Unmute yourself if you're hot.
I'll jump in.
All right, Celeste, take it away, girl.
Good morning.
Good
So,
morning.
I know they're not on here. Miss Patty was there. I want to shout out the Bellevilles for giving us an amazing, good morning, honey. Just an amazing Saturday, pouring into us, helping us to learn and what is allowed about what's coming. And of course, to just build that camaraderie. So that was an awesome Saturday, and they're so good at that. And then to myself, because I stepped out in faith and with the encouragement of Tita Freytag to host a Power Half Hour. And that's going to be brand new for me. So on Fridays, I'll be coming to you and joining the rest of you inspired, wonderful gals in offering a Power Half Hour. So I'm a little nervous about it, but I'm also really excited.
I love it. I love it. I'm so excited for you, Celeste. And yes, let me just tell you, the Bellevilles are the kings and queens of in-person events. Those guys know how to put on an in-person training event. And if you've ever been to anything that they're a part of in person, well, they're amazing offline, online as well. But yeah, I so love everything that they do, you guys. I'm so excited that you got to be a part of that. Okay, we're going to do one more shout out. Somebody go. Who's hot? This is the last one.
Ben?
Yes, Shelly.
I have to do a massive shout out to one of my associates, Julie. This girl came into business with me about 3 months ago. And because of life, she didn't get her business going. Reached out to me a couple days ago and said, Shelly, I'm ready to do it. I said, okay, let's go. I went to her house. We planned an event. Next Saturday, we're doing a huge event at her house where she's bringing in all these people. She already has 2 people that may want to go into business with her. She's already got her first customer. She's on fire. She is going to do so well. I'm so proud of her.
Okay, I love it. Huge congratulations to her, and congratulations to you, Shelly, for being on top of it and leading. We love you, and I'm so excited for you. Okay, you guys, we're going to get into the meat. Everybody ready for the training segment? I would say it's more of a sharing segment today, but here's what I was thinking about, because I'm always praying about, okay, what should I do for Mojo Morning or Wake Up Wednesday? Like, what do I feel like the team needs? So I'm going to tell you what I chose today. Today is going to be a little bit more of a fireside talk training. And the reason that I'm doing what I'm doing is because so many of you are doing the power of one and you've brought a new recruit to the party. But now that we've got the recruit, what is the next thing? How do we move that person into all out massive action and get them moving through this compensation plan? Okay. How many of you have ever been like, okay, I got somebody, but I'm just not sure why they're not like taking off or why they're not taking that action? Like, how are we going to get them now to do the steps that need to be done? Okay. How many of you have ever felt that? Or maybe you just started somebody and you kind of felt like they dud it out. Like, I don't know what's going on. Right. And so I've brought 3 ladies on who have all done some amazing things within the last 30 days. Some of them have only been here 17 days. Some of them, one of them has been here. Well, one of them I think has been here about 17 days. One of them has been here about 21 days. We have one that started in December, but didn't really not much. Came to the leadership in Modesto toward the end of January. And now since that in January, so in a little bit less than a month of time, ranked to Jade, Opal, and Pearl last night. So she did her run pretty quick once she engaged. So there's another question for you. How many of you have somebody that hasn't done anything? You're like, man, I know that person actually could do something. Okay. So what I want to do today is give you some tips and tricks straight from them. I asked them today if they would come on and share, and I'll be kind of interviewing them. And hopefully you're going to hear something in something they say that's going to cause you to go, oh, okay, maybe I ought to do that with my brand new person. Or, oh, that's what moved the needle for them. Okay. But it's really, truly all about getting that new person going. Now, I want you to write something down that you've heard me say before. Okay. We all want to go about our business thinking, we want to be thinking, I don't actually have a recruit until I get my recruit a recruit. Okay. I want you to just kind of think in your mind, okay, this person actually isn't really solid until I get them some growth. Okay. I've got to get him a battle buddy, and I got to get him a battle buddy right away. So I don't really have a recruit until I get my recruit a recruit. So we all want to be functioning like we have a fire under our fanny until we get somebody for the person that we've actually just put in. Okay, somebody for them to work with. And then what happens when we get them somebody to work with? So let's say I bring Leslie to the party and Leslie brings Tom. Okay, well, I got the recruit for Leslie, but now I got to get one for Tom. Does this make sense? And we just keep going and going and going. Okay, but there's a little bit more to that. How are we getting somebody for Leslie and how are we getting somebody for Tom? What are those steps and those action things that we have taken? I actually was on the phone with the Parkers. We were preparing for preparing for the edification training. And if you did not hear the edification training we did last week, it is posted in Power Players. Please go listen to it, because if you are using that tool correctly, you will be recruiting a lot more people. You will be closing a lot more people. You will be getting more people to take the steps that they deserve to take when they get started. So please go listen to that if you have not. Okay. It is posted in Power Players. It's called The Power of Edification. I believe that's what it's called. You can go look it up in the search bar. But I'm going to bring my first one on. Okay. So I'm going to bring Perla on first because she is the newest one here. Welcome, Perla. Okay. So Perla, how long have you been in Trinont? Out of curiosity, how many days in are we now? Do we know? Do you remember?
Hi, good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. I actually got started February 9th.
Okay, so Perla is pretty darn new, you guys. Okay, so this is Mrs. Perla Gerardo. She is an opal, and she is getting very close to Pearl, by the way. And she may have even done it that when I didn't even know yesterday. That could have happened. I'm not sure. So Perla, do you want to share how many people do you have as associates in your organization?
Okay, well, so far we have 11 team members, 6 which are personal, and we have several that are pending for today.
Okay, I love it. I'm so excited for you. Okay, so Perla, maybe you can just tell a little bit of the story, for them, because I think it's kind of interesting. You guys, Perla has been watching me on Facebook for a long time. So this is just the greatest story about how you just never know who's watching you. This is why social media is amazing, right? But she actually came through the door not to build the business. This is interesting. She's kind of a glorified customer story, but now here she's sitting with a team of 11 people. So, Perla, do you want to share with them a little bit about what happened from when you joined until now that caused for you to go from just being excited about getting healthy to, oh, getting on a Zoom with me with your husband for over an hour at like 10 o'clock at night to learn the compensation plan?
Yes, well, yes, we are super excited. This year, one of our goals was actually to focus on our health. Just wanting to, get ready, get our bodies ready, me for premenopause, menopause, and all that good stuff that we go through as we age, and wanting to age gracefully, of course. And for him, same, we just want to be healthy. We have 3 daughters, so we need all the energy we can get because they're still very active, even though they're older, they're in sports and we're always traveling with them. So that was the main thing. And then, of course, our parents. As they're getting older, more things are happening with our parents. My mom is diabetic, and I'm the oldest at home. It's me, and then I have 2 brothers, but I'm the oldest one. So, it kind of relies on me when it comes to my parents, my mom. So that's why, I've just been following Jen for a long time. And I've seen her, seen how she has transformed, and it's just amazing. I love it when she goes out there, just high energy all the time, always just being so grateful. Energy is everything, right? And it's contagious. So when you see that, of course, it just attracts you. So you just seeing her story all the time. And about a year ago, I saw something that caught my attention, which was a product that had to do with an enzyme transforming sugar into fiber. So that's what really caught me. I was very interested because of my mom being diabetic. And recently, I was just kind of like waiting. I kind of had forgotten about it. And recently, there was a testimony where she was talking to one of her teammates, which was Riona. And, they were in Cancun and they were saying the testimony about Riona's husband and herself. So that's what just finally got me to ask the $1 million question. And that's when I asked her, and I was like, you know what? Can you share with me what you and your husband are taking? Because we want to do the same thing. We want to take whatever you're taking during the day, to keep ourselves healthy. So or to get us back in the game. So that's what we did. We are super excited. But at the same time, as I started talking to her, she said, yes, of course, let me give you a call. And she called me and she started telling me, okay, this is what me and Darren take. And she told me, of course, her Mojo and her Transform and the Activate. And, so she's just started sharing all of that stuff. And I was like writing down everything that I was going to order for myself and for Tom. And then I said, well, not for my mom because she's diabetic. Oh my gosh, you're going to love the Transform and this is going to be amazing for her. So she was just sharing with me. And all of a sudden she just said, and I have an incredible, she had a testimony about somebody that had, what was that? It was I don't know. It was, we were just talking about different things, and somebody that had autism, and she brought up a few other points that I was like, oh my gosh, like I have my cousin, and then I have my friend over here, and I have my mom, and now Tom's like, well, wait, what about my mom, and what about my dad? So before the end of the call, I had a list of maybe like 10 people, which was just like our closest, like family and friends. And it was just amazing. Like I was just like, okay, well, I can just keep the secret, right? I can keep it as a secret. I take the product, I wait for like 2 to 3 months to see what results I get, and then I share it with them. Or I can choose to invite them to take the product with me. And I thought that would be more fun. We can take the product together and then see what results we get together along the way. So that's what we decided to do. Once I knew what I was going to order, and then Jen said, well, would you be interested in building a business? And I said, no, not really. I just want to be able to take the product And I go, but I mean, I would share it with my mom and my dad and my brothers and my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, and just names were just popping up. So then I realized that I didn't want to build a business, but it just started building itself. So it was just like organically, it just like started happening without me even knowing. Like, and still right now, honestly, like when I went into my back office, it just said Jade. And I was like, well, I don't really know what that means, but okay. Then a few days later, it said Opal, which I was like, okay, it says Opal, whatever that means, right? And I mean, we're just like very excited. And it takes 5 days. I wish the product would come in sooner though. Like it was like 5 days. It was like, oh my gosh, one more. It's still not here. It was a whole week, like waiting for the product to arrive. It was like the longest week of my life, I think, because I was like wanting to start taking it. Um, and when it finally got here, I was so excited. I started taking it myself and Tom, I'm like, gosh, I'm gonna have to share it with him because his isn't here yet. So we started sharing it. We were taking the same one at the same time. And then my moms came in, my daughters came in. So there's 4 of us in the house from the same household that are taking the product, and we're all just so excited. Finally, a week later, everybody in my team started getting it. So now everybody's been taking it for about a week, and we are just so happy. Actually, when I got my product, an Optimize came in the box, and Tom had a coworker who was in so much pain. And he said, you know what? I told him about these products. Like, what can he take? So I said, well, Jen said the Optimize, so let's tell him to buy the Optimize, but it's going to take a whole week to arrive. So then that's when he said, well, let's give him the one that we have in our box, and then he can pay us back later. So we did. So he's been taking it for a week now. And initially he kept saying like, no, I'm still the same. I'm still the same. So for the whole week, he was just like the same. And last night, we actually got a message from him where he actually said he is thanking him, saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, because this is the first time in a long time that I'm actually having like a really good day, And that was like the first one yesterday, and so on and so forth. So I'm just excited. I mean, I'm just excited to see people, those that I care and love, those that I care for and love the most, just see them not hurting, because there's a lot of that right now. There's just so much of that right now. I turn around, I look everywhere, and right now Rob Cannon is here. So I'm just so excited for Rob because I didn't get to give a shout out, but I want to do it now because Rob actually got his elite bundle, and now his wife is also starting with him. They are both super excited, and I am just so excited for both of them, and to be in this health journey together along with those people that we care and love the most. So anyways, that's all. And one of the things that I have always believed in is ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. Like, don't, because I could have just waited and waited to learn everything that's in my back office, but that's the number one mistake we can make. So just grab the bull by the horns and just run with it. Just share, just share your love and share your passion, and it just happens magically, whatever it is. So, anyways, well, thank you so much. Happy Monday, and happy Monday to everyone. Have a wonderful
Oh
week.
my gosh. I love it, Perla. Thank you so much. Okay, so a few things out of her story. I want you to take notes, okay? A few things that we heard. Because I was listening. I told her, I said, I didn't rehearse with her ahead of time. I just wanted her to go. I just want to know what she was going to say. All 3 of these ladies have a different story. Number 1, Ree and I were in a bathing suit with jacked up hair on the beach in Cancun, okay? I want you to remember, Perla had been watching me for years, actually. She knew me from our first company, from our first network marketing company. But I want you to remember, when you have that moment, that spontaneous moment, you're like, ooh, I ought to do a live right now. You guys listen to that. That's a thing. Like, it's a thing. I remember actually that live that she's talking about. I was like, this is the most crazy thing to do this right now. But Ree and I were just having a ball, and we were in that flow, when you're just excited about everything. And I was like, oh, let's just go live right now. Listen, I've gone live with Ree 1,000 times, it feels like. but you just never know. Just remember, there's never too many times to go live with somebody. And then also testimony, or do testimonies, you guys, testimonies with somebody that's had a result. We weren't presenting. This wasn't like a Facebook Live grand opening. It was just us going live for like maybe 5 minutes, both of us sharing our results with the daily health system. And I want you to remember, stories sell. Stories sell. Tell the stories, you guys. People want to hear the stories. Okay, so that was one. Another thing. Here's the thing. When I got on the phone with Pearl, you guys, I love to get on the phone with people. You know that I always talk about welcome calls. Okay, I love to. You're going to hear from Leslie in a minute. I got on the phone with a long time with Leslie. Never underestimate the power of real connection. You can connect online, but at some point you've got to build relationship. You've got to get on the phone. Okay, some of us are allergic to a phone conversation. Don't be allergic to a phone conversation. Get on the phone with people and talk to them. It's very hard. It's very hard to take them to higher ground if you don't meet them on common ground. Like I had to talk to her to find out what was she really interested in. Okay. What was she really interested in? And as she would talk, she'd give me little clues about, oh, okay, well, maybe I ought to share this. Now, so I did a lot of listening. So write that down, listening. Okay, when you get a brand new person in, get on with them, let them talk, you listen. Okay, remember, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Be a good listener. Leaders are listeners. Okay, they're good listeners. And here's what when she started telling me, like, oh, my mom this and diabetes and da 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 da, what I did is I snuck in a grand opening Zoom. Okay, she doesn't know this, but I was like, we're doing a grand opening Zoom for her. And I love grand opening Zooms. Every one of the ladies you're going to hear from, you're going to hear that I did a grand opening Zoom with them right when they started. I did not let any grass grow under their feet. And actually, Parkers were like, you got to share this with everybody, Jen, Erin and Kathy. They're like, this is so good. But I love to do a grand opening Zoom before I do a Facebook Live. Okay, I want to be clear about this. I like to do it before because I want their friends and family to feel like they're getting to hear something before it's going to the rest of the world. This is how I do it. I have a lot more control on a Zoom than I do on a Facebook Live. And I love Facebook Lives too. I just want to do the live Zoom with them first. I want them to be able to invite their friends, their family. So here's what Perla did, and here's what Leslie did, and here's what Dee Dee did, and you're going to hear from them in just a minute. But what I did with Perla and all of them, I said, listen, an hour before that Zoom, I want you to send me a list of everybody that you're getting on the Zoom. Now, remember, Perla just wanted them to come to hear about health. That's all she really cared about. So I said, just send me a text that says who they are, how you know them, and what their pain point is. You guys, for some people, the pain point is finances. For some people, the pain point is I hate my job. For some people, the pain point is I don't have enough time with my kids. Okay. But I just said, I want to know what their pain point is, whatever it is. And so what was fun, and this is what is kind of different on a Facebook Live than doing a Zoom with somebody where you're presenting by Zoom, is I don't talk about optimize on an overview. If you guys have ever been on one of my overviews, I rarely talk about optimize. I rarely even talk about CBD. And because she was able to share with me what was going on with her family, she wanted me to share about what we had to maybe help Parkinson's disease. Okay. Now I want to be clear. We don't claim to heal, treat, or cure anything, but part of Parkinson's is a buildup of protein on the brain. And Optimize helps break up rogue proteins that cause inflammatory stress in the body. And so I worked with our product developers for a really long time, our formulators in the very beginning when we brought health to the party. And so I got to learn a lot of tips and tricks about our products. And so I was able to, on the Zoom, present the products that would actually solve the problems of her actual people she had on there. So it was a more custom fit kind of a Zoom. And because of that, she got all these, well, I mean, it wasn't me. She's the one that got them on. I don't want you to think I'm taking credit for her build. I'm not. But we got them on. Now, here's what I want you all to know. For all of you who have brought the one in, Okay, listen very carefully. My mom had a heart attack the week she came in. Like literally, she came in and the next day, or maybe the day of, was the day my mom had a heart attack. And so here I am in ICU for, I don't know, my mom was in ICU for, well, I don't know, a week and a half, or I don't know. But I'm telling you guys, I went into a little corner in the ICU waiting room and I did her Zoom. And the reason I did her Zoom is because, write this down, ignorance on fire is better than intelligence on ice. I didn't want her to get to the intelligence on ice before I got to her contacts. Okay. I wanted to get right at him while her excitement was high. And so, yes, it was a little bit of a weird situation, but I just went and found a little corner. You guys, it was 1 hour and we did a Zoom and it was so fun to meet her family. And I just said, hey, if you're not on for, I let him know, listen, we're going to talk about the products and stuff. And I said, okay, now we're going to talk about opportunity. If you just got on to talk about the products, like you don't have to stay on for this part. But if you think you would ever share this, like you'd be crazy not to get paid when you do. And then we went right into the products. So here's the deal. I love the Facebook Live. Guys, keep doing those. But I want you to know the private Zoom is an amazing weapon in your corner. Like it is where you can connect and get to know the people and literally create like this awesome team. I'm just telling you, like to me, that's where team builds is right there. Okay. So I love that. Perla, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And really what happened is her team started growing. And she really did call me. She's like, I don't even know how I'm ranking. I don't even know what I'm doing. But the thing is, I got her into action so fast that she really didn't know. So also know you don't have to totally train somebody to take off with them. Get them into action. Give them a reason to want to know more about your compensation plan. Okay. Sometimes we overwhelm people and we get them frozen because we get them in a state of confusion when all they really need to know is who can I help? Like literally, who can I help with either the products or the opportunity? Who could I bless? Like get them into sharing instead of recruiting. Get them sharing and they don't really need to understand too much at all. Okay. Now, I'm going to jump to Leslie because Leslie has a little bit of a different story. Leslie came in for the money. In fact, Leslie asked me the other day, she's like, dude, is it bad that I'm here for the money? I said, no, it's not bad. The money is a product. You understand, we have digestive enzymes to heal, like help with the gut. We have the DHS to help with metabolic health. And we have a comp plan, which is the product to help relieve the symptoms of career distress. Or financial stress or time stress, right? The comp plan is a product that people buy. And I want to be very clear with all of you that Perla's reason for joining and Leslie's are complete polar opposites, but they're both perfect. Okay. Now, I joined network marketing in 2006 for the money, honey. That is why I joined. Darren was gone all the time. And we always had more month than we had income. So, no, I came so I told Leslie, it's fine. It's totally fine. Now, I love helping people with both, but Leslie, I want you to come on and just share it. So Leslie, you guys, she is cruising through this compensation plan as well. Leslie, do you want to share? One other thing I want her to share, she is a very busy businesswoman. She has a very demanding career. So maybe you could share how many hours you work, how many kids you have, why you were excited about Trinant, anything that could help the brand new person to get, them into action, and maybe how fast you had a grand opening Zoom with me right away, how fast you had a Facebook Live. Did I say how many days you've been here? Yes, you're going to tell them that. Okay, so Leslie, you guys, Leslie Welch, she is incredible. She is ranked to Opal. She'll tell you how many days, but take it away, girl.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Jen, for asking me to come on here. I'm very honored about it. And also very nervous. You guys, I just want to say, I do Zooms and presentations in my corporate life, and I've been doing it for 10 years and I'm so comfortable, but I'm still getting used to this whole, you know, Trinant and the network marketing with everyone. So I still get really nervous. But anyways, let me tell my story. I do work 40 to 50 hours per week. I am a business development manager and an estimator for the restoration world. So, you know, fire, water, smoke damage, emergency service work. And so I have 3 kids. They are ages 2 years old, 11 years old, and 24. They all live at home with me and my husband. And actually, we also have my mom who lives with us. She is ill. Well, she's off and on, like she goes through these spouts of very unhealthy times. Sometimes she has to go in the hospital. So she lives with us full time and we take care of her and 3 dogs. So I wasn't looking to join a business initially. My friend Dee Dee, she had found Trinant and, you know, I was talking to her about some health issues with just aging that I was going through, and she was talking to me about the products. I wasn't initially interested. I'm one of those people that you guys face every day, probably, that are a little more hesitant and push back. And so I was that person. However, just being in sales and in the industry with, you know, what I do, I wanted to do a kind of a favor and entertain what my friend was wanting to show me and just be open-minded about it. So I went on a Zoom with Jen, Ree, and Dee Dee, and I was just hearing about the products, going through halfway through. As soon as I am very money motivated, as Jen has mentioned, so as soon as she started talking about the compensation, when I saw the graph of the jade and opal, pearl, you know, I already knew. I was like, okay, I knew where I wanted to be, that, you know, to the top. So I was so excited. I started writing down 15 to 20 people right then and there. As she was talking, I was already gathering my list of people who I thought were entrepreneurs or had that mindset that could be successful, and people that were close to me and my family. And then I also had a list of, so those I would call my low-hanging fruit. And then I had my list of my sour apples that I still wanted to get into the business, but that I knew was going to take a little bit more time. So that's where I started. I heard about Sanara's, you know, the way that she developed her team. And I developed my team the same way. I put my husband on, and then I put my son on, and then my sister. I have 8 people on my team now. I joined February 2nd. I did my first launch Zoom on 3 days after I joined. And yeah, it's just been growing ever since. And so it's been 20 days, 21 days, and I'm an opal now.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. Okay, so I want you to hear she did that launch Zoom right away. And then after her launch Zoom is when we went Facebook Live. So the way I do it, you guys, and you don't, I'm not saying don't do what you're doing, but you could maybe add this in, is I love to have people invite that, listen, I am doing something huge. I have my hands on something huge. I'm going to be going live to the world in a couple of days, but I want you to be able to put your eyes on it before I take it to everybody else. You've got to check out what I'm doing. So it's almost like a little VIP thing. And then we go live, Facebook Live after that, just so you know. Okay. So that's how I like to do it. Oh, go ahead, Leslie.
So I did want to add in there too, with the whole, because you mentioned the Facebook Live. I was very nervous to go Facebook Live, but I did it. And you know, we all look back and we're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I said that or looked like that. Or, you know, I was so nervous about it. But I actually, like, people were watching my replays, and I had people saying they were interested in the products. I gained customers from it. They were wanting to join the business. I have family from Guam, and so now I have you know, a team growing in Guam, and which is a little more challenging with the time zones. But the Zoom is what helped there. And then I did want to share too with people who, you might feel a little bit more nervous to reach out to because maybe they have such a high caliber of entrepreneurship. So there are some people where I was like, oh gosh, they're so high up in their industry or they're so successful, like more successful than me. Who am I to try and bring them on my team when they're, you know, millionaires or, you know, whatever they are. So what I would do to get those type of strong people on my team is I would reach out to them, let them know, you know, this is a journey, and I would edify them and tell them how amazing they are and all their accomplishments, that I've been watching them and they're so successful. And, you know, I would ask them, would you be interested in gaining just another source of income or another, you know, source, another place to be successful? And even if your answer is no, you just coming on a Zoom with me will help me tremendously to grow professionally and to get more comfortable working with people of such high caliber like you. And people like that want to help other people grow. And so I have actually gained customers and associates that way also. That's all.
Oh my goodness. I love it, Leslie. I love it. And we are so excited for you. Also, how many times did Dee Dee follow up with you? Do you know?
Yeah, she actually followed up with me 3 times.
Okay, so just know it wasn't automatic. Leslie did not start right away when she saw the information. There was definitely some follow-up. And I want to draw something out for you because you're going to hear from Dee Dee. This was a draw out that got, I truly believe this is part of what got Leslie to join. She mentioned it to you, but also Dee Dee to take off. So for people who are money motivated, you guys, I love drawing Sonara's story out. And I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's really juicy if you do it the right way. So Sonara Brown, who is one of our red diamonds, I always draw out, here's my friend Sonara. She is a red diamond, which means she has 400,000 in group volume. That pays $60,000 a month. Okay. So I always say that. That's Sonara. And I say, listen, Turnout is amazing. The way they let us put a spouse in. And I say, listen, Sonara put her husband here, son 1 here, son 2 here. Okay. What she did is she sponsored 3 people that she put in her husband's team, 3 people she put in her son 1's team, and 3 people she put in son 2's team. Okay. Each of these teams, she has now grown to the point that there is 100,000 in group volume, which means each of these positions is bringing in $17,000 a month. Each position is a diamond position. But the coolest part is that this 100,000 in volume is all feeding her position to get her to the 400,000 in volume. So in one household, she's making over $100,000 in one house with only 400,000 in volume. You understand, Blue Diamond that pays close to the same requires $1 million in volume. Okay, you guys, they were able to bring in a really close to the same income with less than half of the volume that's required for Blue Diamond by structuring that way. Okay, so anybody who's been in the industry that understands a build, you guys, this is massive. And I just want you to know, Perla has been in network marketing before. She actually has. Leslie has been in direct sales before. So this all spoke to them. It spoke to them. They're like, okay, this is major. I see Leslie smiling right now. Okay, so that is huge. That's like a really fun thing that you can drop. Now I'm going to bring on our final guest. I'm going to bring on Dee Dee because Dee Dee can see, you guys, she just hit Pearl. I'm going to tell you just a little bit about Dee Dee. Okay, she's amazing. But Dee Dee is the one who started in December. You guys, it was all crazy. It was like right before Christmas. And then there was the Diamond trip and the Cancun trip. And it was just wild. But anyway, we got her, really pushed to her. You've got to get to the leadership in Modesto. And I remember talking to Ree. We're like, if she gets to the leadership, she's going to catch on fire. And this is the power of an in-person event. So if you have that person in your team that you're like, I just can't get them to move and they have so much potential, get them to convention, you guys, get them to convention. You're going to hear. So Dee Dee has gone since that event that was in Modesto, not even a month ago. She has promoted to Jade, Opal, and Pearl. She has ranked 3 times in less than a month. So Dee Dee, I would love for you to come on and maybe just share what was it that actually got you into action, and what were the things that you did? Did you do Facebook Lives? I mean, because we're talking about somebody who's doing the power of one. They want to get that new person moving, new person growing fast. How many live Zooms have you done? And maybe how many Facebook Lives have you done? Just tips and tricks. How can we get people to move as fast as you are? I know you work 50 to 60 hours a week, so you're like one of the busiest ladies on the planet, and you're still making it happen. So take it away, girl.
Thank you, Jen. I appreciate you inviting me to come on today. I feel very honored as well. So I did come in December. That's when I started taking the product the first time. And it was, like you said, there was Cancun, there was, I think Ree went out in vacation before Cancun, there was Christmas. So there was a lot going on. So I really say that I was a glorified wholesale associate for that first month. But then I went to that training in January, and I really feel in my heart that 2 things that was huge for me. I am in business development in my corporate America job, and we probably attend, I would say, 10 to 15 conferences a year in all of the sectors, because Leslie and I are in the same industry together, and we property restoration. And so there's schools that have conferences, there's hospitals that have conferences, there's insurances that have conferences. So we're doing conferences all the time. And there's a power behind that for sure. It is super important. That's why we go to network, we go to grow, we go to have excitement. And I understand the power of that leadership that I went to in January, and I understand what we have coming up in Provo. It is powerful. You're going to come out of there just a new person and just truly motivated. So I went to that leadership, and I'm just a super compassionate person, and I loved the fact that I met some amazing women and amazing men that are here to help. I met Mindy Diebel in the bathroom, and I had no idea who she was, and she was so kind and soft and just said, who's your upline? And I shared it was Ree and Jen, and she said, you're in great hands, but if there's anything I can do for you, please reach out. And I'm like, and I didn't even know who she was at the time. So she gets on stage, and they introduce her, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just met her in the bathroom. And she was just so kind, and then I get to hear the story, because I really didn't get to know the whole story for that first month because it was Christmas. And so I really feel like that was like a trigger for me of that I have got something big in my hands, like right here, like in my hands. I mean, we've got something huge that I'm passionate about, because I've always been healthy. I've done bodybuilding shows. I've always been into fitness, and menopause hit me upside the head going, I'm depressed, I'm overweight. So I was looking for something that was going to help my hormones. And that's what really brought me to Trinad. As Ree was on my Facebook, and I'm like, I need that daily health system. I need that Mojo, because I can't even get up and do my day job. And so Mojo is my favorite. Daily health systems helping me get back on track my weight. And so then after the leadership, I sat down with Ree and Jen, and I think it was, I don't even remember, because it's really been a blur, but to answer your question, I think I did 3 Facebook Lives, but during one of your overviews, I think, Jen, you talked about Sonara Brown's her organizational chart that you just showed. And when you showed that clicked with me, along with that whole leadership training that you provided for us. I'm like, we've got this amazing product that's cutting edge products. Then we've got this bonus and compensation plan. We put those together, I'm not going to have financial problems for the rest of my life. And I have to say, I mean, I'm 52 years old, and I live paycheck to paycheck still. I didn't I didn't plan for my daughter's weddings. I have 2 daughters that are 23 and 25, and I told they can't get married yet because I don't have any money for them. I got to reach diamond before I can before I can pay for their weddings. So that is what got me. And I've done, like I said, I've done a couple private Zooms with you, but I think I did 3 Facebook Lives, and I'm actually getting ready to do another one this week because if you all were on the Power of One, I remember them telling us that we needed to add 10 new friends to our Facebook a day. So think about that. If we're doing that, we're adding 70 new friends to our Facebook every week, meaning that we need to be doing a Facebook Live every week about our product. Because then you're touching those 70 people plus everybody that they know, right? There's a power in Facebook. And that's where most of my clients have come from, my customers and my associates, besides the lovely Leslie that we have on our team. She's a powerhouse. But I mean, I know her, I've only known her for 2 years, and I just knew that she would kill it at this. So I have to say, I love her. I'm just so blessed to have her on my team. So is there something else that I didn't answer, Jen? Because I just started blabbing.
No, you did so good. You did so good. I would say you got exposing. And you guys, she did a grand opening Zoom and a Facebook Live in December. She actually did when she started.
Yeah.
And she did have a little bit of growth. She did. But then the holidays kind of took over. So it was kind of a relaunch getting her to that Modesto leadership event. And so sometimes you just get to relaunch that new one that you started. Sometimes life gets in the way, and just circle back, you guys. Get them to an event. Always remember that if you can get them to something bigger than you, that's there's magic in that. There is magic. There's something they're going to hear that's different. Something's going to strike them a little bit different. It's going to reignite that fire under them. But I thought it was interesting when I talked to Dee Dee right before we hopped on here for Mojo Morning. I asked her, I said, so where have most of your recruits come from? You know, if somebody is on here and they've just put their brand new person in the business, like, what is it that you did that drew most of the people that you have personally sponsored? Because how many of you personally sponsored, Dee Dee?
I think there's 13. I think I have 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's huge, you guys. She has personally sponsored 13 people. Listen to this. Okay, so most of them have come through what channel? Have they come through being on a Facebook that or a live Zoom, or that have they come from doing a Facebook Live and they saw you and inquired?
Facebook Live for sure. Yep.
Yes. Yes.
And
This is why I
yes,
wanted you to hear everybody's story, because everybody's is a little bit different. So Dee Dee's came through her Facebook Lives. And I want you to hear this. It wasn't me that was doing the Facebook Lives. I have done a couple with her, but the Rhiannon was doing them with her. Okay. But also she would get the people that, not all of them, but some of them from the Facebook Lives that were interested. Then, like Leslie, she got on a Zoom with me. First, she got her on a phone call with me. Then we got Leslie on a Zoom. So it kind of translated that direction, which was interesting. But I love that many of them came through Facebook Live, and many of them never got on a Zoom with me. They really didn't. They just, that's the route they went. So are there any other little things you want to say about that I'm leaving out, Dee Dee? I'm not sure.
Follow-up is important. That is even in corporate America jobs that Leslie and I are in right now, they talk about follow-up, and you have to put it in your calendar to follow up with these people that you have maybe sent your 10-minute video to. Follow up every 3 days. And it's, and I know it's hard because we feel like we're bothering them, but we're only, if you want to say bothering them or connecting with them, as often as they suggest, is because of the fact that we care and we know that we have a product out there and they just need to trust us. But the more they see us on Facebook, the more they see our lives, the more they see that we posting, they're gonna trust what we have and they're gonna reach out, just like Perla, correct? Perla watched you for years. And I think Tina Joy Carroll has has a thing, and Jen has a thing, and everybody knows that we just really need to be posting and talking about this amazing product that we have, and people will trust us.
I
So
love it.
follow up is important. Facebook lives are important. Posting is important. You're going to touch way more people by Facebooking and doing your lives and doing your posting about your favorite products than you are, picking up the phone dialing, 10 or 15 a day. So and it's hard. It's not easy. It's Jen, I flopped. Tina Joy Carroll says she flopped. We're going to make terrible videos, and we're going to go back and look at those, and we're going to laugh and go, what the heck was I doing? We're only going to get better. You're only going to get better by doing it. And it's not easy. Leslie and I both struggle at it, but we're amazing at our jobs, corporate America. But when we're for some reason behind a Zoom in a new industry, but we're learning it, and we're going to keep doing it, and we're going to the top. We're doing this.
You are going to the top. Oh my gosh. And we're all going to be cheering you on. We are so excited for you. Okay, a couple of things.
Thank
And
you.
then we're going to close. One is remember that the fortune is in the follow-up. I know that all of these ladies have done some serious follow-up. So remember the fortune is in the follow-up. Follow-up communicates professionalism. Do not be afraid to follow up. I promise you, the reason I joined Mindy Diebel back in 2006 was because of her follow-up game. You guys, I swore I would never do network marketing. It was never happening. But I remember as she followed up with me over a course of 3 months, thinking, man, if I ever was going to do network marketing, she'd be the one I'd want to do it with, because she had proven to me that she wouldn't give up on me through her follow-up. It communicated to me that she was very serious and committed to what she was doing. So do not be afraid to follow up. It never was negative to me that she was following up. It was showing me she was an animal in business, truly. Okay. One more thing that I want to tell you is that Dee Dee went on a cruise. Dee Dee went on a cruise right before my mom had a heart attack. Okay. And so I want to say to all of you that have team, do not be afraid to be the leader and jump in with your team. If you are actually building a multi-million-dollar distribution system, you should be jumping in with your team. You should be jumping in and doing whatever you can do with them. But Leslie is one that had just started when Dee Dee left on that cruise. And again, I knew if we let her sit, that excitement is going to die down. I was actually afraid by the time that Dee Dee got back from the cruise, Leslie might be dead. Actually, to tell you the truth, not dead like physically dead, but business dead. And so again, sneaking away in the ICU waiting room to do a private Zoom with Leslie was something that I did. Okay. And I'm not telling you this to like toot my flute. That is not the point. What I'm telling you is success is a sacrifice sometimes. You have to do the steps. You have to do the steps. But I want you to just notice that all these ladies are going because people did the steps. It wasn't me just doing the steps. Rhiannon was doing the steps. And then Dee Dee was doing the steps. And Perla has been doing the steps. When you do the steps, that will be contagious because people will duplicate whatever you do with them. If you dug right in with them, they're going to dig right in with whoever they have on their team and in their organization. So you guys, I am so excited for all of you ladies that shared. By the way, congratulations. I know Dee Dee just popped Pearl yesterday, so huge congratulations, Dee Dee. Thank you for sharing with us your little tips and tricks and things that have gotten you in the last 20 days, all three of you in the last 20 days, multiple rank ups. So thank you so much for sharing that wisdom with us. And to all of you, I pray that something that you heard today just rang true and you went, oh, okay, all right, I'm gonna go do that with my new person. But I want you to know I am so proud of you. I am seeing the growth. I'm seeing what you're doing, and I'm so incredibly excited for you. And I want you to know that I am so honored to be working with every single one of you. I love you guys. I'm rooting for you. I'm cheering for you. I'm in the trenches building new business alongside of you. And I cannot wait to see you in Provo. So your next steps are, what are your next steps from this Zoom? Get on the phone with whoever is brand new that you started and get some Facebook Lives and some private Zooms booked. Have a conversation. Find out what the pain points are of their contacts and get yourself registered for Provo. Make sure those brand new people that have come into your organization are registered for Provo. I'm going to tell you right now, Leslie is here because Dee Dee went to that event. I'm positive. I'm positive Leslie and Dee Dee are both here because Dee Dee went to that event. And you could be one person going to Provo away from a massive explosion in your business. Dee Dee wasn't going to go to Modesto. I want you to know she actually wasn't going to go to Modesto. Pushed her so hard. Rhiannon pushed her so hard to get to that event to the point of being uncomfortable. I'm just letting you know. But getting her to that event was the best thing that Rhiannon ever could have done. She helped her create win-wins, helped her think about, you know, how could she actually make it work? What could she actually do? So right now, getting people in front of the opportunity where they can get in enough time that you can still get them to Provo. Right now, we deserve to be talking to everybody because the vision that the founders paint, you guys, this only happens 2 times a year that you would ever be able to get anybody as excited as they're actually going to be in a few weeks. So let's attack those lists. I love what Tiffany, she said, I just want to get one more and one more and one more and keep going. So let's go get our one more, you guys. I love you. God bless you. Make today amazing. And I will post this in Power Players in the next half hour, along with the overview sheet that you can present off of if you don't know how to do slides in Zoom. So look for that too, you guys. God bless you. Have an amazing day.